Yeah, last week obviously tough. You know, you get into a tough game like that and you get going. We got to find a way to finish it off, right? So that's something we're working on. The players been awesome, just working like crazy every day, just like Mavs do. You know, we come to work every day and they've been working hard. So those breaks are going to come. We just got to keep pounding that rock, getting it done.
Well, Gavin, for you, you're somebody who's you played on both offense and defense at certain points this year. Maybe just give us a window into what that's like preparing on both sides of the ball and what that's been like for you this year, sort of getting on the field in a number of different ways.
Well, honestly, it's not much different. I completely made the transition to safety, I want to say 3 or 4 weeks into the season. So I was completely focused on that. But we feel like we found the guys to take those jobs over on the defensive side of the ball. So I really just came back to my natural position so I could prepare maybe for the future and just growing myself and my career. So, yeah.
Well, Ben, obviously you've been punting for us throughout the season. Special teams is kind of a unique sort of perspective on the game of football. You kind of got a bird's eye view of both the offense and the defense, how they work. So what's that been like for you throughout the season, sort of watching this team play and progress throughout the year?
As I sit on the sidelines and watch most of practice and the games, it's definitely been a pleasure to watch everybody grow as a team, and you can tell that both sides of the ball have gotten better each week, which is awesome to see, and that's what we want. It's just cool to watch them go head to head at practice, and then when you get into the games, that we're all just working as a cohesive unit. I like to think I'm on the defensive side of the things, so I support our defense a little bit more than our offense, but that's just because I sit on the defensive bus. But it's fun to just watch both sides of the ball, and then as a punter, I get to pin them down as far as I can so that my defense has a better chance of stopping the other team's offense, which is cool. And so I help the defense, and it's unfortunate when I have to go out for the offense, but yeah, that's how I see it.
Cool. And Coach, you're mostly on the offensive side of the ball, O-line offensive coordinator. Sort of a change throughout the years when Karst has been sort of running a lot more over the past few games. Is that just sort of taking what the defense has been giving you guys, or is that sort of a concerted effort to use him as a weapon in that way?
Yeah, I mean, we're always going to look at it. Coach Tennell and myself are always going to look at it in a way that what is the defense giving us and how can we take advantage of them, right? So, and then we got to use every weapon that we have on the field. So that's a big piece, and playing into everybody's what their skill sets are. That's what we have to do, right? So, using our quarterbacks in that light, and especially when they're runners, we definitely need to have that part of that game plan.
All right, questions from anyone else?
I'm gonna ask this question. Can you tell me what is practice like for a punter? Because how often, like in your practice, how often do you practice kicking? I mean, how long? I know practice normally goes a couple of hours, but for a punter, what exactly does a punter do at practice?
All right, so the day of a punter, we start out with we're the first people out on the field, so we have the full field to work our punts or kickoffs or field goals, and then we have our returners out there. So for the first 15 minutes of practice, we're just hitting punts to returners, and then actual practice starts, and that's when we start to just focus in on certain things. Usually I just do drops without kicking the ball, and that's because we kind of have a pitch count where we don't want to kick so many balls so that our leg doesn't get totally fatigued in just one practice. And then after that, there's usually a punt period or a kickoff period, and so during practice we're kicking for the actual team probably 10 to 20 minutes a practice. And then from there, we're just working individually by ourselves or with the other punters and kickers on the team, just trying to dial in on stuff that might be overlooked by one another so that we can have the most consistent kicks. And then from there on, you just kind of watch the rest of practice and stretch a little bit And it's not overtasking in physical demand, but when you're out there, you have to perform, and that's where you're just really dialed in. And so you're not doing too much, but it's, when you're called on, you need to perform. So.
Thank you.
And Gavin, just talk about like you guys have been getting better and better each season. I mean, each game. The game before this homecoming game, Adams State, you guys ran the whole game. Even this past game, you guys like the one. Just talk about the mindset going forward to next week against Chadron. How hungry you guys are.
Yeah, I mean, we all feel that the record does not reflect the team that we are, what we're capable of. So it is unfortunate, being 2-6. It's just like we can't put the puzzle pieces together completely. We have a great first half almost every game, but we just can't seem to finish on either side of the ball. But like you said, we are hungry, and I think that makes us very dangerous. And at this point, it kind of feels like we have nothing to lose. So, we're going to try new things, but also stick to the basics, if that makes sense. But, we're just going to test some new things out and see how they go and, prepare the best that we can for Chadron and Highlands coming up.
Coach, just kind of the same thing. What have you seen through this team each week, even though, like you said, you guys kind of haven't been able to finish? But just talk about the progression that you guys have been seeing.
Sure. So a big piece of it that I'm very proud about the guys with is just how they've been able to respond. Losing will bring out a lot of character, whereas winning can hide a lot of those adverse moments where you truly learn as a football team, right? So being able to, it sucks being in the position that we're in. There's nobody that likes that, and especially coming home back to the place where I came, I want the guys to be successful, right? We want that. We're all hungry for that piece. But the piece that is very exciting is just how hard these cats work, and they have it, and it's every week. They keep coming back, and they put out more and more every week. And the more we keep learning about ourselves and how tough we can be mentally and physically, that's when we're going to be a team to be reckoned with once all those puzzle pieces get put together.
Go ahead and ask you too, man. Just talk about some of the things you like to see from your team. You say you sit back and observe.
I agree with what they've said. It's unfortunate that we've lost these games, but you can see that the team has had each other's back throughout all the losses, and that's when you can see teams turn away from each other. But I would say it's helped us grow as a unit, and that's all you can ask for, is that we come back every week and give more effort than we did last week in hopes for a win. And that's all you can ask for in a team. And so we just keep growing as a family together, and that's going to set the table for next year as well. So, yeah.
Guys, Coach, was it encouraging to watch that game Saturday? Some people would say that you outplayed them the first half, but then they wound up going into the half with the lead, but you guys are able to put up, a lot of points in that game. What positives do you take from that game?
There's a lot of positives up front. They have a very good, especially number 92, he's very good defensive lineman, and to be able to take advantage of what the defense is doing and seeing some of those things, just offensively talking about it, right? Being able to take advantage of what they are giving us, even though they came out not with we passed the ball when they were trying to take it away, right? So to be able to see that and know where we're supposed to go, where that ball's supposed to go, and then same thing in the run game, taking advantage of it when they give it to us, and making those big plays with it, right? Those are obviously positives to be able to come with it. So you just got to build off those, and we got to execute when your number's called, right?
Anybody else? All right, guys. Question of the week: tennis ball. Is it yellow or green?
I have been advised to say that it is blue. My vote is green, though, not yellow.
Green as well.
I think it's green as well. Yeah, that's green.